Oh, yo, YouTube! Greetings and salutations. It is your boy, Uncle Jim.
There he is, Uncle Jim, Superman St. Louis, faster than the Flash. Let's go.
I appreciate that, my bro. Look out to the left. The best in the West. It is your boy. He is oftentimes traveling possibly the Glendale streets these afternoons. It is the West Coast Wizard. Give it up for Mr. Curtis Mrgij.
Curtis Magic up in Glendale trying to stop at the mall and get a Wetzel's pretzel.
Oh, get them while they're healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you coming through and checking out another episode of the channel celebrating.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
The GOAT, celebrating one of the greatest of all time.
G-O-A-T plus the Marc Rebillet.
Hey, you got it. You were close. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys came into the comments and said, yo, you can't just
We need to see more
of that collab. So here's more of it. We want to move your body to Mr. Marc Rebillet and Harry Mack. Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Boom!
'Move your body now. Move your body now.
Everybody likes the long sleeve
Move your body
t-shirt
now.
from the time to time. You know
Move
what
your
I mean?
body now. Go ahead, move your body now. Go ahead, move your body now. We gon' work it out. We gon' work it out. Go ahead, move your body now. Go ahead, move your body now. Go ahead, move your body now. We gon' work it out. We gon' work it out. Yeah.
Woo! 808, kick you.
Hey. Whoa. 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 Yeah. Move your body now. Yeah. So move your body now. Whoa. Whoa. So we gon' move the crowd. We gon' work it out. Y'all know what we about. Hey. Come on. Move your body now. Yeah. Come on. So move your body now. Hey. Come on. Move your body now. We gon' work it out. Yeah. We be giving love. Hey. And we be rattling the subs. Hey. We got it knocking like the club. Hey. These obstacles we rise above. Hold up. I said we gon' bring the love. Yeah. We be rattling your subs. Hey. Reppin' peace like a dove. Yeah. Reppin' peace like a dove. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Go and move your body. 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 You go and move your body. You go and move your body. Go and move your body. You go and move your body. Go and move your body. Get to moving, you improving every single time you grooving, locking into all the rhythm. We gon' take you on a mission, break you up like an incision, breaking out the mental prison, represent for my division. Keep on moving, improving like every second. The negative others that was coming in, we bout to reckon. We doing this for the record, expecting it to get higher. We lifting you up, we lighting you up and bringing the fire. Move your body, move your what? Move your motherfucking body. Move your what? Move your motherfucking body. Hey, move your what? Move your motherfucking body. I think you need it probably.
Move your motherfucking body. Move your damn body. Move your damn body. Move the damn side of your body. Move the damn top of your body. Move the damn bottom of your body. Move it to the east, to the southwest, to the northeast. God damn it, move your motherfucking body like that. You move your body, bitch, with the attitude fat. You moving and bouncing and baby juggling the ass. I see you when you're on.
Move the body now. Move that body now.
And move your body now.
Yeah, move that body now.
And move
Okay.
your body now.
Yeah, we rockin' in. Do it through the digital. It's pivotal that all of you get to shaking your physical. Yeah, we will get rid of all the negative vibes living inside us. Yeah, and every time we move, we crawling like some spiders. To the ciphers, we gon' rip them up. up. Act like you don't give a fuck. Why? Cause if you're honest, yo, you don't give a fuck. Keep on moving, keep on getting better. Breaking down every construct that you done thought of before. I slaughter it all, bring it right down to the ground. Move to the sound, hey, even when the bad vibes abound and surround, you can hop over those. Keep it moving, keep on shaking. We love the vibe we creating. We killing it, no debating. They dealing with Satan, burning past it. We making the messages felt through the masses. They feeling it every time that we bringing it. Clean to the rhythm, the drums beat banging. Yeah, get your body shaking, grooving, moving, hanging. Let's go. Move your move your body, move your body, move your move your body, 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 yeah, body like move your body, come on, 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 yeah, 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 move your body, come on, move your body, like.
When you're moving that body, when I see it, when you're moving, damn, looking like a hottie like that. When you're walking inside on the room, on the room, on the room with your motherfucking ass in the room. Moving all around like a broom when you cleaning on up the floor. I said your ass on the floor. Move it on up, gonna clean that ass with my hand and I lick it. Damn, it tastes good, bitch.
Yeah,
Move it out. I see the ass.
Yeah.
I see the ass.
Move it like a broom, baby.
I see the ass.
Move it like a broom, baby. Yeah, yeah. You're gonna move it from the bottom to the top. Move that ass like a broom. Move that ass like a mop. Move that ass like the motherfucking back of a dump truck. Yeah. Move that fucking ass like a dumb fuck. Hey, keep moving that ass. Keep shaking that butt. Keep turning this up. We do not give no fucks. We going crazy. Move that ass just like the planet. Steady spinning. Girl, you steady winning. Cause that ass gigantic. Hey, keep it moving like a planet that's in orbit. Hey, turning up the heat because we about to scorch it. Keep that booty moving like a hand when you waving. The way that booty moving, too amazing, girl, you blazing. Oh my God, hot like Cajun, you hot like the cuisine. The way you move your booty could affect the whole scene. You be affecting the tides, affecting the vibe, affecting me live. I swear it's an infection. Survive, I might not. It's quite hot. How you move, I improve. Just to see, we get free. They can't do it like me. Said it's the Marc in the Mack. Check the vibes that we create and move your body. Check the way we got your fucking body banging. Let's go.
Oh, it's obscene, obscene, lean. And when I'm seeing you bad on the scene, goddamn, I can't control it. I can't take it. I gotta hold it. I gotta shake it.
Yeah.
The ass is too fat, bitch. The ass is too goddamn fat now, bitch. I said the ass is getting fatter, goddamn bitch. And now I'm getting madder cause all I want to do is squeeze it.
Move your body. 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 Move your body.
Yeah, don't be embarrassed.
Move your body. Move your body. Move your body.
Don't be embarrassed.
Move your body. 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 Move your body.
Woo! We about to break it down.
Snap.
Yeah. I said to move my body used to embarrass me till I realize it's a special kind of therapy. If you're bringing me the remedy, moving my body be releasing bad energy. Yeah, and you know we bring that fucking vibe. Move your body, you gon' feel better on the other side.
Damn.
Yeah, there ain't no more violation. Check out the body vibrations, creating waves, something like the ocean. Yeah, way we move our body till we overdose and goes in once again to win. My body moves and shakes and vibrates and spins. I'm never injured long as I can keep increasing all the vibes. Ay, keep on moving my body the way we stay alive. Ay, move it, move it, groove it, soothe it, pain it, all extinguish, bring this, yeah, clinging to the energy. Every time I move, I'm free. Move it, just like walking me. We gon' hit the target, you gon' see. Yeah. Hey, yeah.
It's getting so hot, my earphones fell off.
What?
It's getting so hot. It's getting so hot.
Yeah.
It's getting so hot. Fell off. It's getting so hot. It's getting so hot. I can feel it going up to the top.
Yeah, breaking the thermometer. From New York to Santa Monica. Said we increasing the temperature. Every time we round, they about to mention us. What? Yeah, it's getting hotter. We lead them to the slaughter. Yeah, it's getting hotter. So we lead them to the slaughter.
Whoa.
Hey, that's the
Yo.
shit. Hey,
Yo, man.
boom.
Wow.
Oh, this is so much fun, bro.
This is some fucking blast,
This is
dude.
amazing.
Yo, let's
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Let
Are
me-
you kidding me with this?
Let me just say real quick, Marc
Ooh,
Rebillet
Lord.
is that cousin you only take out when you want to get a little crazy. Like if you just want to
Right.
relax,
You guys are all
don't invite
chilling.
him.
Yeah, you guys are all chilling, and the
Yeah.
Friday's coming, and you're like, "Yo, man,
Yeah.
Mark's coming this week," and people are like, "No, we got
Yeah.
arrested the last time Mark came through."
Yeah, exactly.
There was an episode
he's
of-
the guy. Yeah, go ahead.
There's an episode of Friends
Uh-huh.
where
right.
remember the guys were getting hyped because their buddy Gandalf.
Yeah.
And this is long before any of the movies came out. So this is
Yeah,
like real
yeah.
talk because they're talking about the
Uh-huh.
books at this point.
Yeah,
they're like, our boy-
Wizard of Partying.
Yeah, he was just gonna come in and it was gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and then he never came.
He never showed up, but the best part was when they're sitting in the thing. I want to go to bed at 8:30. Is that a problem?
Yeah.
But no, your boy Mark,
So true.
he comes
He
in.
is.
His whole vibe is we're immediately getting it
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
He's like, what would musical cocaine be like? Here we go. Let's go. And Harry, again, we said this from the last video. I really think that helps Harry unlock something, a sort of inhibition that he might otherwise have just a little bit. I mean, I'm not
Right.
like no shit. Harry's perfection, but
right.
this is very interesting to see what happens with the stream of consciousness. It's also, they're not short bars. You go over 8
Right.
some minutes on the same kind of beat.
A theme. Yeah.
And
With
it
the beat.
pushes you to like, oh, I'm gonna keep going, like a third, set of bars that probably would not normally be in a normal, time frame for a set of bars. So like it takes you to different places when you push yourself, and it's amazing to see what Harry can do when he's pushed. Amazing.
An improv impresario, a professor, an individual who has the ability to he's like MacGyver, right?
Mhm.
Every episode of MacGyver, that dude was out there with a stick of gum, a bobby pin, somebody's old newspaper, and he'd get out of the situation.
Mhm.
Unlike the A-Team, they were always locked in a building with as many building supplies and things that could be weaponized. That's a tangent. That's what that's called. That's a tangent.
That's all right.
But
18 for life.
to your point, like you just have a raw beat, right? And the
Mhm.
beats dropped. You got the 808s kicking.
He's
just-
magical, man.
He's
Martin.
magical on these beats. These
Magical,
beats are
yeah.
insane. So he drops his beat. It's so like it's so earth and rudimentary and just so
It
and it
is.
just bangs. It just bangs.
It is. Yes.
And so then you got Harry coming in, stream of consciousness. Now he repeats, elements that they put out there, move your body. And he repeats that, 50 times. And then when he sees his spot, like a great improviser who never steamrolls, pushes their way in, right? There are never moments where he's just like, I'm taking over. He was always queuing in on Mark, because Mark is the guy on your improv team that's just running wild 24/7. And you're like, let me hit my spots and help him out. And even though they're kind of full tilt, throttle down all the time with ideas and wacky characters, at some point, if they feel like they can trust you, because this is Mark's art, right?
Yeah.
This is what he's putting out in the world. So when he brings an artist in, if that person brings something wildly unique, and I think the best compliment, which is a part of the last video, which is him saying, I'm not even in his, scattered bars saying, I can't even do bars that good. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And then just, Harry just went off.
He just went off. And there's this just gorgeous collaboration of Mark providing the sort of the primal, just the rhythmic, the music that cannot, that words cannot express what that's touching on in deep inside,
right.
Just at a DNA level. And then
I dare you to sit still. I dare you.
Exactly. And then Harry, bringing some very interesting insights and yes, anding in ways that makes Mark just start laughing, because
right.
because Mark is like, yeah, I just threw that, just came out of nowhere, and I didn't care, and I had no intentions for it to go anywhere. But you picked it up, and then you turned it into something. And I think Mark's just like,
Mark's in the pantry just throwing ingredients out into the kitchen.
Exactly.
He walks out, and you're like, what is this? What is this? 8-course, 10-course meal? What the hell's happening out here? And the theme. Let's talk about a couple of the themes, right? So you got and the incredible pivotal nature. Not pivotal, but the pivoting nature of Friends callback pivot. So like in the original one, he's just kind of going off Move Your Body. Then Mark decided the theme should be about ladies' large rotund badonks.
Derrieres,
and and then all of a sudden Harry gives you every kitchen utensil item you can compare a plump peach to. He did it, and he did it, and again because this is Harry's personality. It never feels disrespectful. It never feels. I mean, there's a couple of times where Uncle Mark's in there, and you're like, oh, well, Mark's is getting after him. He's saying whatever. But and no shade. No. He's just having a good time. But like Harry's just like he's so cerebral with it, and then it's like, oh, how can I take the theme? And it's a theme where you're like, and this is again magical. My buddy Jeff, who was on a musical improv team that I was on. There is no bad thing you can set up for him not to turn it into something great.
Yes. You're saying everything that I was thinking, because to relate this to our craft of choice, I always feel like a good improviser, you put him or her with another good improviser and they're going to be able to make magic. But a great improviser, you put him or her with anybody and you might see some magic. You know what I'm saying? So now, again, this is no shade on Mark, but I tuned into the same idea that maybe, Mark was going to a primal sexual place, and Harry was like, well, let's have a conversation about, some positive things about moving your body that are a little more censored.
Sure.
What I mean? But he was able to do that in a way where it wasn't negating Mark at all. He was running with Mark, but then he was like, let's turn the corner and talk about, the psychological, emotional, benefits of exercise and moving your body and dance.
Right. Or also the idea of like, what if you didn't like your body at some point, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because we're too busy, like looking at, like we're oftentimes reflecting or we're projecting our warped view of what we think people perceive our body as, and obviously, media and a lot of things and that was in Bozzy. I mean, at the end of the day, without getting, deep in the woods, Harry's final bar was kind of a body positivity the mental component. And that's, beautiful, because this guy, again, he's a cerebral assassin.
And you know what's amazing about his sort of, when he goes to sort of a place of message, is that you never feel preached at, because he's really relating it to himself.
Talk about it,
his experiences, and then he's also he's acknowledging whatever your place you're in or whatever. He's kind of like, that's valid, but what about this? And it's just, he's something else.
And what you said is very important. Granted, I don't think Mark falls into this category, but I think that there are times when you can get on an improv stage and your ability to help someone who may not be at the same, on the same wavelength. I don't want to say at the same level, because that feels like you're judging whether they're skilled or not. And if there's any one thing that the two of us want you guys to understand, is we're mind blown at how good Mark is with what he does. I mean, it's
100%.
It's an energy. It's full on jazz improvisational.
Amazing.
It's like amazing. Some just master musicians just in the room getting it done. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so to that end, though, there is never a point where I feel like Harry's, and you made this point, Harry's not undercutting Mark to have a different vibe on the theme.
No.
It's not like he's saying in his body positive bar, I didn't like what you said in these, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just
always remains complimentary and supplementary. Always.
Yes.
And I'll go just one small step further regarding Mark. I don't think he feels burdened to try to do 10% of what Harry's doing.
Right.
Bars or the themes
Right.
or any of that. That's not where he's going. So that's what makes these two just such a nice pair. And
Right.
the commentary about improvising with somebody who's maybe a little less experienced. That's not what we're not.
Right. The applicability is just
these two guys. It made us think of that.
Right. We're just thinking about times where we've been in a situation where somebody, and maybe a better way to describe it, as opposed to like someone's not at the same capability, is that somebody just is a completely different type of artist.
Exactly.
And as a result, you can find clash there, or you can find synergy there.
Right.
I mean, bottom line is, I just have a hard time finding Harry with anybody unless they were just deliberately trying to be hateful in their music and art, which I've never seen him, even people, and we've said it time and again, even people who he runs across on Omegle, that they might be coming in there to be, kind of, I don't know, vent their anger in a non-constructive way.
Yeah.
He'll still spin it in a manner that lets them, even if they want all the shine or whatever, Harry doesn't care, and I'm feeling that vibe from Mark too, because to your point, this is Mark's thing.
Yes.
So Mark never feels a sense, and that's how that crazy uncle and cousin is always at. They're like, yo, man, we're just going to do what we do.
He's driving the car.
Yeah. But he has but to be able to give, and I don't know, we
haven't
haven't watched
a van.
Right. And exactly. And we want to, check out some more Mark if you guys are interested.
Right.
But like, it seems like from this, like he just has full trust of Harry. And I've watched a little bit of his solo stuff, and he's trying to make something happen at every second along the way. And in this, he doesn't have a problem just giving Harry the lion's share in terms of some of the stuff that he's, bringing to the table. And just, it's brilliant.
Man.
Brilliant. I don't know, Madge, if you've ever seen, but I got a chance to see him live on stage years ago, right after, I don't know if you guys remember, but Conan, there was some beef about the NBC thing, and then he decided, he stepped away, and then eventually ended up on the cable network, I think with USA or whatever. But in the interim, he did a tour, and he went around to different places in the theater. So we got to catch him in LA one time, and Mrgij Watt is the name. Mrgij Watt, and I've got to see Mrgij twice.
Yes.
And you want to talk about experimental, improvisational, like just magic. And so Mark is giving me some of those Mrgij Watt vibes.
I
now,
see that for sure.
I will say I've heard on rumor, I haven't seen it, I haven't checked it out. There is a Mrgij Watt Mark collab out there.
What?
So we might have to check that out.
Okay.
But gosh, let me tell you something. Mrgij, Conan's out there. Everybody knows who Conan is. Mrgij is, I didn't know who he was, and he comes out, he rides a scooter out, like a push, a foot scooter. There's nothing on stage, and it's just him and a looper, and he entertained without missing a beat the audience for 35 minutes.
Wow.
And we were all just like call and response. I mean, we're so hyped. So there's a magic to this, right? Improvisation, music, comedy.
Amazing.
Which has this, a kind of a synergistic kind of connection to it. Man, there's no greater high, because you're creating it, and on some level, you're collaboratively creating. In that context, you're creating with the audience. Like if they're not vibing with you, if they're not giving you energy, you're just gonna be like, ugh. And you and I both been on a stage where you're like, ugh. I mean, we've had to do improv shows for people who were not interested in an improv show, and very few you talk about death, death by 1,000 cuts. But anyway, Madge, any final thoughts on
I'm thrilled. I'm just so impressed. I want to see more. We got to do more. I think there's been
there's a couple more. I think there's at least one more, so we are definitely going to check it out.
We'll definitely check out that last one at least.
Any sort of a recap from the vocal perspective, if you're interested in giving us how you feel about the body movement.
Yeah, man. You don't need to be a hottie. Just go ahead and move your body. Come on.
I love it.
My mind, my heart.
Channeling. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you coming through, hitting the subscribe button, hitting those likes, pushing us out there. We're creeping to bigger numbers, which we love. And hopefully we got something comedic and improvisational coming your way at some point. But in the interim, we're going to give you some love. We're going to hopefully bring you a little bit of joy. And we're definitely going to drop a little bit of peace.
Yo, you know I'ma run this, kid. Shouts out to Curtis Magic and Uncle Jizz. Yeah, when I do my lyrics, dog, I'm repping for the faction. Hit them up online for the fly-ass reactions. Yeah, out to him, I be giving mad love. Yo, shout to Uncle Jizz, I'ma give you the plug.